Okay, Douglas Baker, I'd like you to talk about your three friends who have fallen recently, Angelo Poffo, Gene Kiniski, and Jack Brisco.
Thank you very much, sir. This is not one of my happy days. Three former friends of mine have went on, but the idea we say prayers that they're being taken care of, and like I told Brian, my director, I'm going to make sure that they're all three of them are in my brand new cookbook. First, Angelo Poffo. I knew you for many, many years. We had many discussions, and I understand through your son, Lanny Poffo, one of the last things that you said was, I really didn't care for Doug Baker, who's known as Ox Baker, as a great person. I did know him as a great talker, and I always remember that. And Angelo Poffo, I'm glad that I met you. I know your two sons, Randy Poffo and Lanny Poffo, and I'm very happy that I had your friendship. The next guy is Jack Brisco. And Jack, I got to go back 40 years. We were in the dressing room together. I had been in wrestling about 4 to 5 months. You'd been 3 or 4 months. And you looked at me and you said, what do you think, Doug? Do you think we can make any money? He said, we're making $30 a night. But I said, I just heard you got called to St. Louis to do a show there with Sam. He's a great promoter. And when he sees you, because I knew that you were an All-American wrestler in Oklahoma, and I know that you do great. I seen him a couple months later, and he said, Eddie Graham come up into the dressing room and said, I want you to come to Florida. I'm going to take the whole territory and wrap it around Jack Brisco, and one of my objects in life is to make you a world champion. The third gentleman, Gene Kiniski, I can always remember his big smile, and when you talk about champions, I don't know if people know, he called himself Canadian's greatest athlete. He was a champion up in Canada. He come down to the States. I know that he was a Missouri heavyweight champion. I know he went to Texas heavyweight champion. And then finally, he had one of the great matches of all times with Dory Funk Jr., and he actually won the world title. After that, he started his own territory in Vancouver, got his two sons into wrestling. You know, it's a tear in my eye to know that I'll never talk to any of these three gentlemen again. Gene, Jack Brisco, and Angelo Poffo. But I'm one of the lucky ones. I got to meet these people in my career. I got to see how their career went. I got to have their friendship. Maybe not the greatest friendships of all, but it was a friendship. And like I said, I can never forget Angelo Poffo saying, with all of his faults, Doug Ox Baker was always the greatest wrestler, the greatest talker of all times. And not the greatest wrestler, I'm sorry about that, but one of the great talkers of all time. Goodbye, Ox. All three of us, Angelo Poffo, Jack Brisco, and Gene Kiniski, along with your good friends Gary Hart and the Spoiler, Big Bob Orton Jr., Sr., Freddie Blassie, will be all looking down at you and thinking, Ox, you got to carry on. And remember, Gene Kiniski, Jack Brisco, and Angelo Poffo. Thank you, and have a nice day.